alien here. I call myself an alien because I live in a country that I wasn't born in. Even in the country I was born in, if you want to go there, you're an alien too. So if you want to cross some imaginary border that somebody's put on the earth to confine you, you're called an alien. So I take it. I'm an alien. Here I am. I came halfway around the world from where I was born in 2002 after the World Trade Center got bombed, and I watched those buildings implode into themselves. And as time went on, everybody's going, they fell down. Well, anybody that watched that video, those buildings didn't fall down. They disappeared, they disintegrated. Very, very different. And that changed my world. I had a small place in a small town in Ontario, Canada. I sold it. I decided, what can I do as a person to make this world a little bit better? I'm a nobody. I got no education. I got no money. I'll have no inheritance, any money in the future. Everything I have is mine. I've done it for myself. I live on, being a child of the 60s, I believed the bullshit. I thought that the 60s, we were going to develop a world where everybody lived together in harmony and everybody had enough. And that's not what happened at all. That whole revolution, as they called it, petered out because everybody got promised stuff. It was like, if you just take this stuff and quit complaining, you can have all the stuff you want. And that's turned into what this world is now. And I don't like it. So, pause. So, sitting in my little mobile in Ontario watching the planes hit those towers, I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do to make the world a better place? And I'd been working like 10 years in the gambling industry. And I'd seen people's lives just destroyed by their gambling addiction. And personally, I'd quit drinking. After about 25 or 30 years of serious alcoholism, I quit. And in 1990, I decided I was going to change my life and try and do something better, something more for the world. I read a couple of books. Some of the books I read, like that one, made a big change in my life. So, anyway, here we go. I'm not a professional. I know nothing about computers. I don't like computers. I was in my grade 9 class in 1969. I was in the first computer science class in my high school. And we sat there and punched cards this thick, like that, for 3 hours to put them into this bloody machine, and then it printed out a picture of a cat. And I thought, what a waste of technology. And I thought, why do we need to remember all this? And now, you see, how long's that? 50 years later, they're trying to remember everything and record everything about you, whoever they are. I don't know who they are either, but I know what I know. So anyway, I came from over there, and a guy I worked with, he said, you know what? I'm taking some courses right now, and I'm going to go over to Asia and teach English. And I thought, maybe I can do that too. So I took some courses, sold my place, hopped on a plane, and came here. I live in Bangkok now. I married a beautiful Thai girl, really smart, taught me a lot. I've seen a lot, and I spent almost 10 years here teaching English. I've retired now. I'm not doing this for money. I don't give a shit about money. As long as my needs are met, I'm happy. I can hop in my car and drive 2 hours and sit on a beach and listen to that ocean, and I love it. I don't need any more. Where I come from, they build 4-bedroom houses for 2 people, and then they have to heat them all winter. And then they have to put central air into them for the 3 days in the summer that it's hot. It only gets hot for a week, but they have to have air conditioners. Pussies. My whole country is full of adult children that don't want to suffer even that slightest little bit. Anyway, as a teacher, I'm going to start with the basics. I'm going to try and help people understand the truth. So, when I quit drinking, I had to change my way of life. After I figure I probably did. I hear people and I laugh at them. I did 2 trips of LSD and almost lost my mind. I've done 3,000 to 4,000. I've done 20 blotters at a time just to see how high I could get. I went through many, many years, and I didn't, thank God, I didn't like cocaine, I don't like heroin, I don't like anything of that. I liked beer, and I liked weed, and I love acid and mushrooms. So that's partially probably why my brain is scrambled. But I don't feel like my brain's scrambled at all. I feel like I'm probably as sane as anybody in the world. I'll just give you a background. Okay, now I've been straight and sober pretty well. Sober anyway. I come from Canada, so we do have a little freedom of the herb there. But here, I'm a teacher, I'm respectable, people like me, and I try and help their kids learn English. Simple. No pretense at all. One thing, when I took some courses, I'm going to use only first name. I'm going to try and use only first names. I don't want anybody getting pissed off, and I don't want them involved in my brain because they didn't make me me. I did. But one of my great teachers, Jim, I'm going to talk, Jim and Ross, one of the things that Jim always said, only the truth is real. Now, you can nip the truth a little bit here, a little bit there, and make it reality, but it's not. It's only the truth that's real. So, I'm going to start with SOS. I'm sick of stupid. Really sick of stupid. I'm going to go with the basics. Now, I know I'm not genius at all, and I read. I've read thousands of books. I like to read, and I don't know how, but my brain retains quite a bit of what I read. Now, SOS, I'm going to give you lesson number 1. The earth. The earth is round. Okay? You see, the earth is round. Okay? Now we're going to go over here. I got my back scratcher. I'm going to use this as a pointer, and if my back gets itchy, I'm going to scratch my back with it. This, people, is a map of the world. Now, as you see, the map of the world is flat. The earth is round, not flat. 600 years ago, when Columbus ended up from Spain over to North America, they realized the earth was round. The problem is the thinking never changed. We still have a flat earth mentality. This morning I woke up, and what's pissed me off, the United States has just sent 3,000 troops from here to protect that. That's the Ukraine. That's Russia. That's America. That's damn near halfway around the world. And then, go back, this is China. This is the South China Sea. That's America. I don't know if anybody's ever flown around the world, but to go from there, over there, down there, across China and down to Hong Kong takes 21 hours. 21 hours at 600 miles an hour. Halfway around the world. 21 hours, that's 600 miles an hour. Think about it. Put it in your brain and scope it. All right? That's America. That's China. From there to there is about 6,000 kilometers or more. I don't even know. I'm not a genius. This is Russia. This is America. They're nowhere near each other. First thing. Okay, I'm not going to get too involved this time, but you wait. When I start going, I hope you'll come back and watch me. All right, here is your lesson for today. Round. Get back on. Okay, lesson number 1. Round. Not really round, almost round. I'm using an apple because of its significance and symbolism in the world. Take a bite of the apple, now I'm in hell. Okay, this is an apple, it's round. The earth is round. The earth isn't flat like this. The earth is round. Lesson number 1. If you're standing, now what do I do with that damn thing? If you're standing here, 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 or here. Now I've tried to teach this to kids. It's hard. I'm going to talk later about teaching past tense. Think about past tense when it's already happened. Okay? All those people standing on that round earth have one thing in common. This guy down here doesn't feel like he's upside down. When you go around the earth, you never feel like you're sideways. It doesn't work like that. It's round. No, where's mine? Where'd it go? No, sides. There is no side. There's no sides on earth. You're not looking up, you're not looking down. It's basically in or out. There's only 3 directions on a circle or around. There's not up and down. Up and down doesn't exist. The sun doesn't come up, it comes around. The sun doesn't go down, it goes around. Earth is spinning. This is the second lesson for today. And it's relative to what I feel is happening today. Okay? Pause. Okay, another thing I'd like to do in my videos is I'd like to define some words. We use words and as an English teacher, the last 20 years or so, I've spent an awful lot of time trying to figure out how we use words. Because being here on the other side of the earth, they don't have words like us. Here, the country I live in, Thailand, they don't have space in their sentence. All their script, all their texts, they don't have full stops, periods, spaces, comma, nothing. It all runs together, okay? So one thing I've learned is to be very careful how I use words and how I define words. And the word that we're hearing all now, and I'm not going to get into any medical shit or scientific shit because I'm a dummy. I don't know anything. I'm a nobody. I got no education. I educated myself. I couldn't go to school because they were bullshitting me and I wouldn't take it. Okay? 50 years ago. And I haven't, and I've got nothing because of it, except a beautiful wife in a small condo and no bills. But I won't believe their bullshit. Okay, so what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to define safe. Okay, safe. Unhurt. Okay, not being hurt. Out of danger. Out of danger. Reliable, secure, involving no risk. Okay, so that's how they define safe. I read dictionaries for fun. I love to go through dictionaries and pick out words I don't know and find out what they mean. So that's my thing. in my morning meditation in there on the toilet. I read the dictionary. Okay? So the noun for safe is a locking metal box for valuables. So here's how I think of safe. Do you really expect to be safe? Okay? First thing. We live on the earth. This is what we call the equator. Now, at the equator, the earth spins at 1,037 miles per hour. I'm going to do it in miles per hour because I think the American people need to hear this. The Western world needs to hear this. I come from Canada. When you get to the border, everything goes from inches to centimeters. I still don't know the difference. I was raised with Fahrenheit and feet and yards. So I have to consciously translate everything in my head. So here, the Earth spinning at 1,037 miles per hour. It orbits the sun at, we're going around the sun over here. We're going around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. We're flying through space at 1.6 million miles a day. That's 1.6 million miles a day. That's how many miles a day science say we're flying through space. 2.6 million kilometers a day we pass. The solar system itself, okay, we're going 66,627 miles per hour as we go every day on the Earth, the finite Earth. There's only one. We're on a spaceship, for Christ's sakes, okay? The solar system is moving at an estimated 720,000 miles per hour. That's 720,000 miles per hour. We're flying through the universe on an Earth at 720,000 miles per hour, spinning at 1,037 miles per hour. We're traveling 1.6 million miles a day, and you want to feel safe. Think about it. It's amazing that we even hear that we can stay on the Earth, going as fast and as spinning and da-da-da. Like, think about it. And when you look at it, we're always taught that gravity holds us down. That's bullshit too. Gravity doesn't hold us down, it holds us in. All there is around the Earth, you got this little thin layer that keeps us alive. That's it. And with this climate change fear and all the other fear that they keep hitting us with, how do we know what's true and what's not? By reading. And don't read just what they write. You got to read both sides of everything and try and get a little bit of it all. If you can feel safe, even being on the Earth, you're not facing reality, because anything can happen anytime. And then I'm going to just go a little bit further, and this is probably going to get me in trouble. But everything is so virus this, virus that, virus this. How many viruses are there? Let me just tell you. 1 to the 32nd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That's how many viruses there are. If they put all the viruses together in a strand, it would be 250,000 light years long. 47% of humans, the human body, 47% of our body is virus. They can keep telling us this virus, that virus forever. They can pull them out of their butt. There's that many of them. 1 to the 32nd power. I don't even know how you would even say that. So chill out on the virus. It happens. They call it new, and I'm going to get into it because I lived here at the beginning of it. And I saw what went on. And I'm going to talk about it later. Event 201. World Military Games. Wuhan lab that 46 countries worked in, and they worked in the lab in Wuhan because in a lot of countries they're not allowed to do that type of work. America and France and Britain, Germany, all the big countries aren't allowed to do bacterial work in their own country, so they went to China to experiment. And if something happened there, it isn't China's fault. If something leaked from that lab, who knows? But if it did, the whole world's implicated. And if they set it loose, it's even worse. Tomorrow, my next video, I'm going to go and we're going to read a little bit, talk a little bit about this book. This book is new to me, like not new to me, the idea is not new to me. This book talks about the Second World War, which is my life. So I remember a bit of it. But not the Second World War. I remember from the 60s, say early 60s on. But this book talks about the war between capitalism, fascism, and communism. The capitalist system helped the communist system and the fascist system. Without Standard Oil, the German tanks wouldn't run. So there's a lot of history, but this book talks about Operation Paperclip, which was America trying to get the smartest scientists out of Germany before the Russians could get them. I just want to talk about a couple of things in there that really struck me as interesting, like the fact that the United States sprayed anthrax-like cultures from crop dusters over Montana and Alaska and many different places in America to see how it would disperse, and how they cleaned it up for 15 years afterwards. They were still finding this shit all over the prairies. So we'll talk about a little bit like that. It's nice to see you. I want peace. I want world peace. I want everybody to get together. What I think is everybody with red blood should be able to travel anywhere they want. Anybody that doesn't have red blood, we should put them in Greenland. How's that? And let them do what they do there. Otherwise, we all should be free to go wherever we could go. I learned so much coming from over here, halfway around the world. People over here haven't got a clue what goes on over here, except what the lies they're told on TV, on the news. United States comes over here and bombs the hell out of them. China goes over here and builds roads and dams. Jesus, we wouldn't want that take over the world, would we? We wouldn't want people helping each other. Come on. Only the truth is real. It's all about money and it's all made up. Nothing is what it has to be. We made it all up. Think about it. Every rule, every law, every border, every line of bullshit you hear is made up. It doesn't have to be that way. We can all live together. There's more than enough. When you fly over the world and see how big it is, there's no reason that the people living over here shouldn't be able to eat. the one reason. Because the people living over here can't make money if there is none. That's the only reason. There's no money. That's why we rape Africa, to get all the resources out of there, and then they can't pay for anything if we take it all. Afghanistan, always considered the cradle of the world. Genghis Khan, back hundreds of years ago, that was their goal. Afghanistan, the center of the world. Now it's Iran. They got to get Iran. Who are they? We'll talk about that later. But that's the key to our life today. And as long as we keep believing all these rich people that have nobody's interest in mind except their own, as long as you believe it and you don't look for yourself at the reality and the truth of what they're saying, we're screwed. We will destroy ourselves. The earth won't die. There's nothing wrong with the world. It's the people on the world that are nuts. And if we don't change our way of thinking and start right here, no up, no down, no cross, only in, out, and around. A single earth that we all share. Okay? Lesson over. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Please subscribe and come back. We're going to have a lot of fun on this channel. Bye. Okay. Stop.